And speaking of which, would you like to guess the top 3 biggest spenders in NIL this year?
Without looking, because I know the answer is just right on one of the
Yeah.
tabs there.
Oh, my bad. So, yes.
Texas is one of them.
Yes.
Alabama?
No, Alabama's not on that list.
Georgia?
Nope, not Georgia.
Miami?
I think Miami was on there.
Yeah,
I think they
because
were in the top
of
10.
Carson. They weren't top 3 though.
Yeah, top 3.
It was Texas, Texas Tech, and Ohio State.
Texas Tech. Oh my God. So Texas Tech reportedly is $35 million in NIL. That's the second highest. So, and mind you, that's the only, there's like, when it comes to NIL, it's a little bit weird, like when it comes to investing, because like there's like numbers that have to do with NIL specifically. And there's also investing into the team also, which is like weird. It's not considered NIL, but like there's always like these random numbers. So like you don't get no true number. So for instance, Texas is number 1 because supposedly it's between 35 mil and 40 million. They have heard the range between those numbers. So they say it's a little bit spent more than Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech says, some sites say 35 million and some say $55 million. Now, the notable booster of this, Cody Campbell of the Matador Club, he's a billionaire. And then he said, we are going to buy the best team that money can buy. And seeing that Ohio State did that and it worked, seeing that in years prior, like Michigan State, for instance, when the transfer portal was available, Michigan State had a complete turnaround of a year. And they went like, I think they were like a really bad team. And then is it Mel Tucker who was their head coach? And then they ended up like having a 10-win season after being really bad because about 75% of their team was a transfer.
Yep.
And they had instant success. So it seems that, yes, transfer portal actually works out. It actually works really well and it pays off.
And the guys who don't use it are suffering.
Yeah. And on top of that, too, the opposite end of that is people who are actually not using NIL at all, like when Clemson was and other teams, they are clearly behind everybody else significantly. And the thing is, Texas Tech is currently ranked 21st in the nation. They, across all media, sports media, they have said that this is the A++ of offseason. They are beating out everybody. Now, granted, they're paying such a premium to play in Lubbock, Texas. Now, I've never been to Lubbock, Texas. I am from Texas. I know a lot of things about Texas. And they say there's only 2 things to do out in Lubbock, Texas. Go to a Raiders game and then see a tumbleweed. That's about it. It is nothing to do out there like that. And the notable one,
the Co Wetzel song makes it sound so much more fun than it is.
Yes. But the notable transfer obviously is going to be their, not transfer, but like the NIL deal. Their freshman offensive tackle signed a 3-year fully guaranteed $5.1 million NIL deal. And you had to pay a premium to bring people to Lubbock. And I mean, and fair point, if you have the money to bring people to Texas Tech, be my guest. It is going to be crazy because if Tech actually gets into the playoffs, like that's even an insane statement to say that Texas Tech is going to make it into the like college football playoffs. Like you would have enough data to show that paying for players wins in college football. And some might say is that's what we've always been doing already. We are just now legally doing
now
it.
Now everybody can do it.
Yeah, and it's the Wild West. There's no rules. There's like no regulation to any of this stuff. Like there's now like give it 10 years time. We're going to hear some crazy horror stories about the NIL, like about some of these players may financially being screwed. I mean, there was that the player from Florida that got screwed over when he got drafted by the Bears because in his NIL clause, it said that they own 25% of all his NFL contract for the rest of his life.
Ugh.
Like
brutal.
Holy crap, dude. Can you imagine you're giving yourself a quarter of your paycheck goes to this deal that you signed at 17 years old? That sucks. And there ain't nothing you could do about it legally because you signed the contract. And then he was like, I forget the player's name, but that's like, you're going to hear stories like that. And also you're going to hear stories about players getting a sick NIL deal, like this offensive tackle who like, there's so many 5 stars that bust out. There's so many 5-stars that end up transferring, and then they become middle of the pack. They still get drafted in the NFL because they were a 5-star. But like, I don't blame these kids where they're like, bro, I've never seen a dime like that. And you're telling me you're giving me $5 million, 3 years, fully guaranteed just to play offensive line? Like at Tech, I was going to play offensive line anywhere. I'm going to play it for $5 million. Like, you can't blame them. So it's very interesting to see the NIL landscape and seeing like these crazy deals because the money's only getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like and on top of these too, like some of these private, like Michigan's like multi-billion, Michigan has the biggest alumni base out of all major like Power 5 teams. Like they are going to get people that are going to spend. They would give whatever they can to see Michigan win a like national championship. And the pride that people have for college football, like what school did you go to, Caleb?
University of New Hampshire.
Can you imagine if, like, let's say you're a billionaire, like Caleb, hey, can you stroke us a check to give us like $40 million and to help us win a national championship?
For an FCS championship? No, get the fuck out of
No,
my
I mean like a D1, like a D1 one. Like, can you imagine that? Like, and they're going to all these boosters like, you would do anything for a national championship.
If I had the money to throw at it, sure.
Yeah. I think because I
might be the wrong person to ask because I did not go to a school that was worth watching.
Well, granted, I mean, that's how they feel about Texas Tech. Some of them people, but even when they had Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't like they was winning anything. But the thing is that these people, when it comes to being alums, like they have such college pride. Like, and you've seen that the fanatics that are with college football, like even the people who have never went to that school, that have that pride of like these universities, they would give an arm and a leg to make sure that they beat their rival or they win a national championship because they feel like it's bragging rights. Like that's more, it's more competitive.
Listen, I still scoff when I walk by somebody in a UMaine polo. Like,
exactly. Like it's like these people will do whatever it takes to win. Like it's another level of bragging rights. Like, you know, the same thing about like NFL owners, right? It's 32 rich people that want to brag that they're playing real life fantasy football. Like, and it's just, they just want to brag to their rich billionaire friends that they beat them at a competition of managing a football team. So now imagine that money, but like times 100, because like universities make so much money. They're signing all these crazy deals. And on top of that, their alumni bases is like an never ending cash flow. Like Tom Brady's a University of Michigan alum. Like what he would give to see Michigan win again, or Charles Woodson, or Jake Long, or even all the probably unbelievably smart people that we never saw on the field just to have school pride of their team winning. And I think like, I love it because I think it creates so much different stories, so much different parity. And I think going into the NIL era of college football, you're going to see not only different teams like go into the college football playoffs, like you're now showcasing that it doesn't matter where you go anymore as a college kid. As long as you showcase your skill, you're going to be put on TV. Go get the money because life is too short. You never know how good you're going to be for how long. And on top of that, like if Texas Tech goes to the college football playoffs, I think it's like it's over with. Like that is the formula. Like if that formula works, like that means anybody and anybody, like all the alumni base has to do is just like, oh, Tulane's going to win a national championship. Like that's what's end up going to happen. And then, which is great because it's cool because now you're creating a whole nother generation of like, you're never going to have the same championship over and over. You're never going to see repeats. You're going to see Heisman trophies in different cabinets all across this country now. It isn't just the true blue bloods anymore. And now it's, I think it's the most fair it's ever been now. And
the playing field is much more even, and I think the sport's benefiting for it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you get also crazier stories like the whole Tennessee quarterback situation. Remember that it wasn't even him wanting more money; it was his people who wanted more money. That he was underpaid because he took Tennessee to a playoffs, and then they're like, you know what, dude, just leave. And then he
wasn't ready for it. Yeah, wasn't ready for it.
There's a blessing and a curse when it comes to that, right? Like, it is good that the coaches do actually have a backbone because we needed to see that. for because if the University of Tennessee would have caved into that and let Nico literally dictate how much he was going to get paid, that was a domino effect that the college football landscape was not ready to see. Because at that point, let's say Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State wins. He already won a national championship. Let's say he goes for 2,000 yards and wins a Heisman. He literally goes, I'm underpaid. And what's going to happen? He's now going to go to the highest bidder for his junior season. They'll only play 1 year. And then, granted, with all these, like I just said, like all these teams with big state pride, like what is Michigan going to do to pay to get Jeremiah Smith, a Heisman winner? Yeah.
Can you imagine how bad he'd get booed?
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I think like that's what makes all of this so fun is the fact that now it's literally the Wild West. I cannot wait.
Listen, you're getting a guy like me from the Northeast who, the college football in the Northeast doesn't matter. Like you have Boston College and Syracuse. How much college football do you think I'm watching beforehand? Yeah,
but now, like, granted, there's some pretty rich alums over there.
Yeah, so but BC is one of those weird schools where they're not keen on doing transfer portal stuff. I think Bill O'Brien talked about that on Edelman's podcast when he went on last year. They're one of those. It's a weird situation. But now I'm following teams not in the Northeast because just to make it more interesting. And I'm following along and I'm getting invested in several teams. One of them being the number, what were they ranked? They were ranked pretty high. 11 Arizona State. Like, yeah, it's a fun school.
Crazy.
Like, and I'm following it from a guy from New Hampshire. Like,
look at the top 25 right there, right? Yep. Like there are some teams on here that you would have never seen in the BCS.
Kansas State,
Illinois, SMU. Like Indiana, Iowa State, Texas
Boise
Tech.
State.
I mean, kind of, because they were in the BCS. They were highly ranked plenty years in, but not consistently.
No, they'd have like one generational talent per.
But
maybe they're just coming off of the legs of that. Like
how weird. Like, and this is for anybody who's played NCAA in the past years, and you play it way too many times, and all of a sudden, like Western Kentucky wins a national championship. This is what this is now. There's no more blue bloods anymore like that. It's literally like I'm literally looking at a screen where Illinois is the 12th ranked team. Arizona State is the 11th ranked team. SMU is 16. Iowa State, Indiana. Like the crazy story about Indiana. Remember how good they were last year? Like, and Signetti and all that stuff. Like, what a great story that was. Like, you are going to get way more stories. You're going to get way more. Like, I just think it's fun now. I truly believe that it's fun. The transfer portal is insane as well too. I never did like the fact that you were punishing kids to not go. Like, if a coach can literally go get a new job somewhere else, why can't the kid go get that? I think that was just kind of low key, kind of a scheme by the education. Like in this country, I just think that they were like, nah, you can't transfer. You got to sit here for like 2 years, or you got to sit.
Not even going to use you. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, and also retrospectively, like how fun would it have been like in the BCS era to see the transfer portal like that? Like Cam Newton would have not stand behind Tim Tebow for a second. Like he would have been gone out of Florida. That, or like teams, like how many teams would have flip-flopped? How many different teams you would have saw in the national championship? Like Bama would have not had its dominance that it did. Like, and you wouldn't, but also you don't get stories like maybe you don't get a Joe Burrow story anymore, which was a transfer. Like, maybe he goes somewhere else, or same thing with like, to an extent of like, you don't have Russell Wilson doesn't have to be a graduate transfer and he just leaves and goes anywhere he wants. Like I think we're in a wonderful place in college football, but it's scary.
I agree.
Because it's literally the Wild West.